Joseph Law here. I want to tell you about the TechBldrs Darkweb scanning service. Now, through our IT plans, you might have heard of us talk about the service that we're introducing this year. And it is a service designed to help people stop getting breached by malware. So let's get into it a little bit. Cybersecurity attacks are still growing. It hasn't stopped. It hasn't slowed down. As a matter of fact, 2020 has been a boom year for cybersecurity attacks. People's systems are still blowing up. It's always on the rise. And you know what? This year, 2021, the cybersecurity market is expected to be $60 billion. Last year was $54 billion. To put that into the right perspective, that's $60 billion that we're going to spend on technologies that improve nothing, don't progress humankind forward, don't make anything. It's just to help us defend ourselves and keep the money we have. Why? Well, most of the times when we look at cybersecurity attacks, human error causes 95% of the breaches that are out there. 95%. So people spend money on tools, on insurance, on a variety of other things. And you know what? It's still not working, and the market is still growing. Why? 84% of those 95% of breaches, so 84% of the breaches are caused by human error, and it's through hacking, phishing emails, and malware. Let's break that down for you. Let's understand what that means. Hacking means someone stole a username and password. Phishing emails and malware means that your users clicked the wrong link and invited the malware into your environment. As a matter of fact, still 1 in 4 workers still use one password for many, many accounts. So 2020 has been a historic high year for cybersecurity. It's going to be even higher this year for 2021. There's been a 48% increase in attack volume, which means the IT people are swamped trying to figure out how to keep you guys safe. Ransomware there's 400,000 plus scams running right now to steal your money, lock up your systems, and basically it is financially driven. You know, most people want to just grab the money. And we also saw this year a popularized espionage attack on SolarWinds, where North Korea was trying to get information from the US government. There's been a 60% increase from 2019, and you know, 12 billion records have been compromised. So here's the basic problem. 84% of these breaches are human error stuff. So how do we fix that? Well, let's first understand we got to stop using employees as the scapegoat. Oh, they clicked the wrong link. You know, they did something they're not supposed to. Basically, we have to start changing their behavior. Cy from Security Advisors wrote, traditional security training just doesn't work. It just checks a compliance box. It's hard to digest and it's irrelevant for most people. You know, it's like training a whole bunch of people who've never ridden a bike how to ride a bike all at one time. Sometimes it's going to work, but you know, for the most part, it's not. Someone's going to have to walk over to them and help them how to figure out how to use that stuff properly. Basically, personalization is the key. We know that. No spray and pray, and luckily hopefully it'll stick. It doesn't work. People buy tools like KnowBe4. They just stick it out there. It's like saying, oh, well, you know what? I need a roof on my house. I'll just go buy a saw and magically the roof will appear. Never works that way. So personalized training is what's needed, especially if you want to change employee behavior. Basically, it's called micro-learning. It's one-on-one mentoring of the person of why you have to change your behavior. If you talk to us throughout our IT plan, you've seen a report like this. This is a Darkweb scan report. I ran this on TechBldrs, and you can see that I'm on that list. My email and account is out on the dark web. After 22 years of being in business, obviously my email is going to be there out on the dark web, several places when there were breaches from places like LinkedIn or Target or Barnes & Noble's just recently. You'll see this one right here. This one's a plain text password. That is a real password of mine. It's an old one. I no longer use it, and I've changed it everywhere else. But like anything in the internet, everything stays out there forever. That's why we tell people never, ever, ever reuse your password. These two are hashed. Hashed means it's encrypted. So basically, they can't see the password directly. But let's think about that. There's only about a dozen popular hashing mechanisms out there. There's the Windows password hash. There is the iOS password hash. There's the Google password hash. There's the Amazon password hash. You get it. Basically, they're not reinventing the wheel. These hashed passwords are easy to crack. So why do they do that? They want to steal your data. They want to steal your information, and your information is worth something to them. Experian, the credit score company, decided to put an infographic together and show you how much your data is really worth. Like Social Security number is worth $1. Your driver's license is worth $20. What's interesting is loyalty accounts, things like your Target loyalty account, is worth $20 because most people put a lot of demographic information into your loyalty accounts. Now, when they take all these little pieces of breaches together and combine them, you basically have something called a fulls. That's with a Z at the end. So basically, they combine all this information, and they can charge a little more for it, $30 in this case. They have bundled these into hundreds of accounts at a time, and so now that's worth some money out there. And if you got a medical record, jackpot, depending on what kind of information is in the medical record. So what we have to address, first of all, is changing passwords. You know what that's like? That's pulling teeth for some people. That's trying to teach them how to stop the VCR from blinking 12. You know what I'm talking about if you're old enough. The way it works for us is this. Through the dark web scan, we get alerts. We get alerts every day about people's accounts being traded on the dark web. That alerts us to say, hey, let's look in your systems and see when that user last changed their password. Now, if it's been a while since they changed their password, the first thing we want to do is notify them, but notify them specifically. That way we can have a conversation with them and do the micro learning that we need to do. That show them where they're breached, what's going on, what they need to change, and why. Now, changing the password on your network basically protects your network, your company network, but we also want them to be safe, and we want them to understand why they need to change their password for other things that they might keep, and never to use the same password in more than one account. If they don't contact us within 2 days, we end up calling them. So we have to call them and try to get a hold of them person to person, human to human, trying to knock on their door. We try that for 3 days, and if that doesn't work, then we have to pretty much contact them again, but we also have to contact you, the IT coordinator, to pretty much tell you that we got to set up something where this person is forced to change their password on your network. That way, their user password on your network has been changed more recently than the alert that came in. This solves 45% of the problem. The other one is clicking the wrong thing. Oh my goodness, I clicked the wrong thing and malware showed up on my system. Well, we're going to send out random phishing emails throughout the quarter. We're going to review the results with you, the IT contact, and then we're going to figure out what the next steps are. Whether we want to do automated online training, we want to call the specific employee out, that's probably the most effective way, or we have to do a live presentation training. This solves 39% of the problem. We do this for a very reasonable price. It's $100 per month per domain. And for that, we're going to do the dark web scan, the phishing emails, the call outs to the end users, basically doing the micro learnings. Now, we know many of you have more than one email domain, more than one email address. It's $25 more for these additional domains that you have. If you want further information, please contact our help desk at 610-590-4858 or send an email to help@techbuilders.com. Or if you're one of our clients, just open up a new email and type the word help. All this information should just appear. Bye for now.